What's up, and welcome to Game News and Things, episode 7, with the 1VG and Platinum. So, before we get started with this episode, I want to do a quick little plug for our Patreon. If you like what we're doing, head on over to our Patreon to see how you can support us. Also, another really helpful thing you can do is leave a rating on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. So, enough of that little stuff. Let's get to the nitty-gritty deets of what we've been playing. So, Platinum, what have you been up to?
The beginning of my week, I started out playing a bunch of Watch Dogs 2. Currently, I believe I'm maybe only like 3 hours into it, not too much. But overall, I'm enjoying it. I'm guessing later on our big topic is the reviews of all these games, so we'll get into that later, but quick little ones. I'm enjoying that so far. Been playing Skyrim on the weekend. We've already talked a bunch about Skyrim. And then recently I have Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I've been playing Sun for this weekend, and I'm enjoying that one too. So how about you?
Sweet stuff. I have been playing Planet Coaster, which has taken over my life, and a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege here and there to spell my addiction of Planet Coaster. So, we have 3 new games that we have been playing, and we're going to do 3 sort of reviews for them before we get to the actual news. So, let's start with the big dog, Watch Dogs 2. So, kind of run me through your review of Watch Dogs 2.
So as we've all kind of already stated, we did a lot on the last episode of it. Watch Dogs 2 was, I don't know, it was kind of hiding in the bushes. People were giving it the Assassin's Creed treatment. I was too. I've stated it before on how Watch Dogs 1, not the greatest game, but this one looks like it is going to be great. And I've been playing it so far. They've completely taken out the seriousness of the first one, which is perfectly fine because it's a hacking game for hipsters. You're literally playing a hipster, and you can dress them up to be a hipster. You can make them dress up to be a gangster dude if you truly wish. You could go in completely stealth, or you can do all your tech drones and all that, or you can just go in guns blazing. They've added so much to this game. You can literally, or not literally, but most of the time, you can hack everything. And it's not like, oh, hey, that person, I can hack your bank account. No, you can look at that person. Currently, what I have unlocked is I can either recharge my phone, take stuff out of their bank account, or I could just send them a little blurb to get them distracted by their phone. Or, like, if I'm driving on the road, and all of a sudden this car's about to come and cut me off, I can look over, hack at them, make them turn around or go in reverse. So they've really revamped this hacking thing. I'm enjoying it so much. I've just been kind of busy this week with school and work because we're coming up on Black Friday, so everyone's getting tense about that. But yeah, so that's basically it. The story is pretty good so far. I like what they've done with that. There's not a lot of side activities that I'm kind of bummed about. There's just basically races, and that's about it. But like most of it's all side ops that you can be working on. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm enjoying it so far, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 game. I'd probably give it currently I'd probably give it about an 8 out of 10 on it. I'm looking forward to playing some more. Hopefully I can give a little bit more of a detailed review next week. But yeah, that's basically for it right now. I like where they went from 1 to this one.
Alright, so let me ask you, what is holding this game back?
Well, I don't know if it's in. I haven't really kind of checked the news. I didn't see it in there, but their seamless multiplayer that allows you to do all of the multiplayer aspects of the game completely doesn't work. It's not in the game, even though it was promised to be in the game at the beginning. They're working on it. We've got them confirmation from it. They said it when it was running, it just messed with the frame rates and all of that. So they completely turned that option off. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Um, for me, um, driving controls, they did say revamped it. It's a lot better than the first one, but it at times when I'm driving a car, it literally feels like I'm driving a bouncy ball. If I go off like a little bump in the road, I'm bouncing for 3 times and swerving off the road. That's one thing I have it in one of my videos where I'm doing a race or something like that, and I'm just getting frustrated for it. Um, that's one of my big things. I mean, one of the achievements in the game is to jump a car 3 times in one run, and I got that just by driving to an objective when I didn't go off a single jump at all. So I mean, that's basically saying it is I basically went off like a little bump. It was like I was going up a hill and I was coming back over the hill, and I kind of got a little air, wheels touched, bounced again, wheels touched, bounced again, landed, and I got the achievement. I'm like, really? And I've even looked, 50% of the people who have played this game have that achievement. I
Jeez.
mean, yeah, it sounds like that one should be hard. It says do 3 consecutive, or I don't know if it says consecutive, but it says jump a car 3 times in the same run. And I'm like, okay, that actually sounds like there's a specific path that they've created that you would have to basically try to do it on, but it's not. It's literally you go over a hill, you bounce 3 times, and you're done.
Gotcha. So real quick, 3 things you like and 3 things you don't like.
Uh, well, let's start with the don't likes because it's basically what I said here. Don't like the driving. Wish there was multiplayer, and I wish there was some side activities that aren't just races. Because like in the first Watch Dogs, there was like these little chess puzzles you can go do and get a little extra money, or there was like these parkour mazes that you could do. I mean, I don't know if those get unlocked later in the game. I haven't found any of them. If there are, I haven't seen anyone posting about them or stuff like that. So those aren't in the game. It's just like when you and me both know when we're creating a video, there's a lot of stuff that we leave out of the video that we do off camera at times where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go collect these things offline and just get these collectibles, or hey, I'm just gonna kind of go work on getting some money in that. But for that one, it's literally, hey, here's all your side ops and main ops, but there's really nothing else you can do, or at least it is in the beginning of the game.
Gotcha.
What I like about it is all of the hacking you can do. Like I said, it's literally you can look at basically anything and you can hack it, minus like dogs because they don't have any technology.
But you can pet
Um,
them.
oh yeah, you can pet them. Trust me, I've done it. I don't know what it is about going and petting a dog. I go out of when I see a dog, I'm like, oh, stop, gotta go pet the dog.
It's the best
It's
way to
just
do
like,
it.
uh-huh. Another thing, I like the customization in the game. There's plenty of it where you can customize your character, customize the way you go through a mission. Like I said, you could go in just guns blazing, or you can send in your drones that you have. You have like a RC car or like a flying drone, and you can scout out the area, hack from there, and tranquilize your enemies from that. That's always fun. And I know I've already kind of picked on it a little bit, but I do like the way that they have structured their mission system where you have it all on one tab and it's just like, hey, you want to do a side op or a main op? Doesn't really matter. Just go do what you want to do.
Cool. So I'll give you a little spell, a little break to catch your breath before you start talking about the next one, and I'll take over and talk about my mini review of Planet Coaster. And man, this game delivered. Like, so there was 2 roller coaster games that were released last week. One of them being Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which kind of has the name to go along with the game, and then there was Planet Coaster. And man, Planet Coaster is heads above Roller Coaster Tycoon World. First off, visually, the game is beautiful. Like, it's a cartoon style game, so it doesn't look realistic. At least the people don't. The roller coasters look realistic, the rides look realistic, everything else is it has that cartoony look, but it's really clean and crisp and bright and colorful, and it looks like how a theme park tycoon sort of game should look. Second of all, the sound, the music in there
Mm-hmm.
is super good. Like, it sounds like you would be at a theme park. You can customize the rides music. You can have music playing through little speakers that you place wherever you want, and then just like the overall like menu music is really good. Like, it just makes you feel good inside. It's a happy game. Um, and lastly, gameplay. Wow, this. So okay, I'll start first with like the smaller things. We have is like building the park, like from bare bones. Like, it's super easy to make a basic park. Like, you can put down the paths pretty much however you want. You can make bridges. You can do all that. Put queues in. Put down rides. Put the queues in. Put the exits in. And like, all of it is super user friendly. It tells you exactly what you need to do to get the rides up and running, and essentially how to set up the rides. And then there's the roller coasters. And those guys are so crazy. Like, first you have to put down the station where the roller coasters like held and where people get on. And then you have to build a track. And then as you're building the track, you can like run a test to see essentially how exciting the roller coaster is, how scary it is, and how nauseating it'll make the people. And ideally all of those would show up green. However, like, my first roller coaster that I made, I was like, oh, this roller coaster looks super cool, and I tested it. The excitement was off the charts, and the fear was like so dark red that I don't know if I could make it any scarier of a ride. And then the nausea was super high, so I was like, okay, I'll just open it up. But then no one went on the ride because it looked too intense for them. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna scratch this. And like, it kind of forces you to make a roller coaster that is realistic. And that, I think, like, at first I was like, oh, this is kind of like lame and it doesn't let me do whatever I want. And I mean, I could do that. I could go into a sandbox mode and just make roller coasters and whatnot, but I'm playing on a challenge mode where you essentially have like $4,000 to start a park, and building roller coasters that aren't crazy actually satisfies me so much more, because like, if I get that excitement in the green and the fear in green, I'm just like, oh, I feel so satisfied. I made a really good roller coaster and people are gonna go on it. So in that sense, oh, and then there's like the park, the terraforming that you can do. You can pretty much make mountain ranges and lakes, and it's all super easy. They have this tool that it's called Roughen, and essentially what you do is you put the circle over the mountain that you made, and like, it makes it look like a real mountain and not like you just pulled some earth out of the ground, and it looks so much more natural that way. So then there is the like customization behind it. you can literally customize everything in this game. You can customize the music that is on the rides. You can customize the color of your pass. You can customize the color of the rides. You can customize the names of the rides, the names of your staff people. You can build your own coaster stations. Like I have one, it's in like the medieval theme or fairy tale theme of the park. So I took this coaster that is a dragon and built a castle around the coaster station, like by hand. Like you just take different pieces and attach them to this building, and then bada boom, bada bang, you have a castle ride, and it's super cool that way. You can customize how your shops look, how the rides have buildings around them. You can customize how much people pay to get in, how much each ride costs. Um, so like there's a shop that sells, I think they're like, it's cosmic shakes, and they have like three flavors: vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. And then you can even customize what they put on the shakes, like marshmallows or strawberries or chocolate syrup, and you can customize how much it's gonna put on. It's crazy the amount of detail and like micromanaging you can do. So if you like tycoon games and you just want to build a park, this game is for you. If you want to build a park and micromanage every little thing about it, this game is also for you. So it has like a super like huge range that you can have, going from really kind of casual, like sit down and kind of nonchalantly throw down whatever you want, or there's like the hardcore, like I need to make as much money as possible sort of thing, and that's kind of how I'm playing. It's amazing. It is what I've been looking for in a tycoon theme park creation game.
All right. Is there anything that you could um that you'd want to see that's kind of lacking in the game right now? Is there any like cons to the game that you can think of?
So they're called track rides, and it's like you
Hmm.
can get like a monorail or like a log flume or like something like that. I wish there was like a greater variety of those. I think there's only like 6 kinds of those that you can make, and there's like
Hmm.
15 or 20 different kinds of coasters. I
Gotcha.
wish they kind of had less. Actually, I don't know. Um, Keep the same amount of coasters. Don't take away any coasters, but give us more like track rides. So different styles of trains and different water rides. Also, I think more like actual rides. Like they have quite a few. I wish I wish there was more. I wish you could build your own ride. I don't know if that's even possible. Like that would take so much work to put that into a game, but that would be really cool.
Like, what do you mean, build your own ride?
Like I want it to be like a square box and then have like a pole in the middle and then everything like swings around that or something like that. Like really customize like a small ride. Like
So you're not talking about like just a roller coaster because I
right.
think you can already do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
You
coasters you
want
can
like the
build from
smaller
scratch.
rides.
Yeah, like essentially build my own Ferris wheel sort of thing, or build my own tilt a whirl or something like that. But like
Hmm.
start from scratch, not with like a template.
Gotcha.
Because those rides you can also like customize like how many times they go around or how many loops it forces you to do, stuff like that. But I wish there was like a start from a blank slate and build your own ride, not roller coaster, but like circus ride kind of thing.
Hmm. Okay. Sounds good.
Um, Otherwise, like other bad things. Oh boy, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Um,
Just so what would you give it out of 10 just for people? Because I know some people like it. I'm not a big fan of it, but what would you give it out of 10?
I would probably give it a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh,
Not bad, not
scratch
bad.
that. I have something else that they should add. They should add different starting plots. Like right now they have tropical, deciduous, alpine, grassland, or desert, and maybe one other one. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's like 6 of them, but really all they give you is like just one flat piece of land. I kind of wish they had like a randomized world generator. I
Gotcha.
think that would be cool.
Alright.
Otherwise, really good game. If you
It's
like
good to
Tycoon
hear.
games, check this one out. So I will turn it back over to you for your Pokemon Sun mini review.
Mm-hmm. So, on Friday, a small game came out. You guys may have heard of it called Pokemon. Pokemon Sun and Moon were released. I got it basically right o'clock, wow. Right at 8 o'clock when my Target store opened because I wanted to play it so bad for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I just got the bug. I wanted to just play a Pokemon game. Since this one was coming out, I'm like, why not? Let's do it. Um, so the game takes place in a created region called Alola that basically represents Hawaii, but a lot of people say it's Hawaii, but it technically, if we look at all the maps in the Pokemon game, it actually stems from a part of Japan. But I mean, Alola, Aloha, that's where they got it from. So I'm looking at my time right now, and like I said, it came out on Friday. We record this on Sunday nights. Basically, roughly 3 days I've been playing it. I've already locked in a nice solid 16 hours into the game. So yes, I have played it a lot. Um, I mean, that is also if you're just standing around, just kind of set it down. I mean, not when the DS is shut, but when it's open, and I'm kind of get distracted. But still, I have a lot of hours into the game. If you guys have ever played a Pokemon game, when you first start out, you get your starter Pokemon, and the first couple routes are just kind of these small, no name, or these smaller, not very good Pokemon that you kind of just catch just to fill up your Pokedex at the beginning. One of my big things that I've had about this game right now is in the first couple of routes on the first island, um, you actually get a bunch of Pokemon that you can catch because this one is basically them celebrating 20 years of Pokemon. So they're just like, you know what? Here's a bunch of Pokemon that you guys can catch. I think before you beat the game, when it unlocks the whole national Pokedex, there's a total of 300 some different Pokemon you can catch, different from the normal games that are like, I think it's close to maybe 150 usually they try to do in each game, if not 200, but they usually don't try for 300 in a game that I remember. But yeah, they do a lot of good things in this. I like how they changed up the gym system where you do these small challenges. Once you complete all the small challenges of an island, you go fight the Kahuna, which is basically the gym leader, and there's 4 gym leaders basically that you beat, and then I believe you do go on to fight an Elite Four and a champion. Not quite sure, not that far. Um, but yeah, that's one thing I do like. One dislike I have is they got rid of the whole HM system where you have to teach a Pokemon a certain move where you can actually use that move outside of battle where you like can rock smash in that. They completely got rid of it. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing in my eyes because it kind of takes away the whole strategy of, hey, which Pokemon do I want to just kind of have in my party just kind of piss away all of these terrible moves, but I need to have them. I'm guessing that's why they did take it out because a lot of people just did that and they're like, you know what? No, we want to let you guys have all 6 Pokemon that you want. So here you guys go. I do like it at times, don't like it at times. Um, But yeah, that's kind of like a quick one. So if we do just like what we were doing, three things and that I like, dislike. I like this region that we're in. It's kind of a different taste of it. There's still customization of your character that I kind of like. It's not very like in depth. It's kind of generic, so I like it. Not a big, huge like, oh, let me just push in my cheekbones a little bit, widen out my jawline. Not a big person on that. I like the fact that there are a lot of Pokemon from basically every single generation. That's a nice thing that I like. And what's another thing? I do like the whole changing up the gym system because they've done it all for the past, I don't know how many games. I think we're at Gen 7, yeah, but there was the eighth game with White 2. So they changed it up. They were kind of needed it. It wasn't stale, but it's nice that they're trying to think of something different to spice it up. Things I don't like I said, I'm kind of 50-50 with this no HM system. Another thing I don't like is so in each Pokemon game since the DS came out, they've kind of tried to experiment with this touch screen at the bottom on what is the best possible way to use that the most effectively. In here, while you're just walking around, it's like a map, and they kind of like check mark where you need to go, so it kind of holds your hand. Not a big fan of that. I remember like red, blue, yellow, and gold and silver. Those things did not hold your hand at all, and now they've just kind of are really holding your hand nice and tight, keeping you close here. Um, Personally, my best touchscreen on the bottom was in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You could see where you were. They told you which Pokemon you can catch here if you've seen them, or if you haven't caught them, let you know, hey, you caught all the Pokemon that you can catch in this route. Hey, you can. That was probably the best one for me. And then probably the third one is I just don't like how much they're holding your hand in this game. The first like 3 or 4 hours are just completely like holding your hand and just talking all the time. So I really wish they kind of limited it on that. And one weird thing that I've never noticed in a game at all is there's some translation issues in the game. Like, in some dialogue texts, there's like one, I know it's up on YouTube also, that there's a trainer, he says, um, let's go kneecaps or something. Like, what? or like I play with Pokemon with good kneecaps, and then he sends out this bug Pokemon that just has little stub legs, and it's just like, what? What is going on here? Or when the professor comes into your house one time, he says, "Oh yeah, I remember when I was in Kanto region with you, Mom." Uh, the professor and your mom in the game aren't related at all that we know of, but he's just kind of talking. There's some translation issues that are kind of weird. I've never really noticed it in the other games. This one's just kind of a little extra, but yeah, I mean, so far I'm liking the game. I mean, I don't know what it is about it. I've just loved it. I like how I've got all my Pokemon basically that I want. I am actually going to try to complete a Pokedex for once in my life because I'm actually enjoying this game, and I'm got like 100 Pokeballs, and I'm just chucking these things out at all these Pokemon. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the game. I mean, we've done a lot of reviews here. All these games, I believe, you and me can agree, are all good games.
Yep, yep.
Nothing below an 8 for me. And obviously for you, Planet Coaster's rocking your world. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, pretty good week or pretty good last week for games that came out.
For sure. So let's dive into our news. And our first piece of news is come on, webpage. There we go. Amy Hennig's Star Wars game will be released in 2018 and is much more than Star Wars Uncharted. So, Amy Hennig is she works for Visceral, which is making the Star Wars third-person
Yeah.
shooter. So, we were
Is
talking
it a
about
shooter?
this, or it's a
It's an action game.
yeah, third-person action adventure game. We were talking about this a couple weeks back on what we want to see from a Star Wars game, and having it. Let's see, what did she say? Having departed, blah blah blah. She says you don't want to see photos of the happy couple on Facebook, do you? When you're pulling these characters out of yourself, it's kind of twisted in a way to see them in the hands of someone else. Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with what I was talking about. But
yeah, like whoa, okay.
Yeah, she hasn't even played Uncharted 4, so it can't really be based on that. So, but yeah, this 2018 release for a action and adventure Star Wars game, different from Battlefront. So I don't see Battlefront really changing from what it is in a mostly multiplayer based game. I think this is going to be the Star Wars game that is possibly more along the lines of Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. I could see this one turning out to be kind of like a Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Like an Assassin's Creed, kind of clear out something, get these collectibles. We have said it's an open world one, right? It's an open world game.
I'm not sure.
So I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it could actually kind of be like an Uncharted kind of game, a linear kind of open world kind of game. But it's an interesting thing. I honestly don't think they should have told us that it was working on. If it's going to be released in 2018, that's 2 years away, and we've already kind of known about it for a while now.
Right.
So I think they should have just waited on it. But anyway, that's one thing that I don't like about the gaming thing right now. It's like, hey, yeah, we've got this game that we're working on. Oh,
Right.
yeah, it's also not coming out for 3 more years.
Yeah.
Like, just wait.
Yeah. So our next piece of news is a Microsoft exec, Aaron Greenberg. He said that the Xbox One upgrade, the Scorpio, is going to counter Sony's PS4 Pro in that it will have true 4K resolution. And pretty much, so like PS4 Pro runs native 4K.
Mm-hmm.
However, this
on
is going
some
to run,
games.
Yeah, on some games. And this is going to run true 4K resolution. So it isn't going to be like an upscale or anything along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a real 4K image. Which leads me to the question of how much is this going to cost?
Yeah.
I mean, so to put it in perspective, like a PC that has a graphics card that has the capability, like just a graphics card that has the capability of running 4K is about $450. And that's just a graphics card. That isn't with a power source or anything else. So my question is this gonna be like a $600? Like, I could see that if this is being $600.
That's what I could see.
And I mean, it could also possibly be cheaper because stuff is going to advance by next year. But if it's going to ship out holiday 2017, they're probably gonna have to start manufacturing this thing in September August, September area. So I mean, we don't have that much of a time difference from when this is going to finish development to when it has to actually be released. So my guess is this Scorpio is gonna be like $600.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it was, but recently I've just kind of been thinking about the whole PS4 Scorpio kind of thing. I mean, I know I've in the past, like, I don't know how many episodes, I've always kind of had a little rant on especially PS4 Pro, on how I just don't want it and all that stuff. But I don't know what it is. I want a Scorpio. We don't even know anything about it, but all this
Yeah.
all this stuff that they've been saying about it, I'm just like, this sounds like something that, yes, it's not a complete waste of money. I could actually get behind this thing. I mean, sure, I don't have a 4K TV,
Mhm.
but I'm
Yet.
like, yeah, yet. I don't see it in the coming future anytime soon, anyways. But I could still see myself on, sure, after I buy my Switch and I'm using that as I walk around, I could see just having a Scorpio just as I play all of my games. Because it actually sounds like a decent investment.
Yeah, from everything I see, I mean, it's going to be essentially the next Xbox One squared or something.
Yeah. I mean, sure,
It's
you're still going to be able to play all your games
mhm.
on Xbox One, but it's going to sound like it's actually a decent upgrade. Everything I've heard from PS4 Pro and what they've had to say just sounds like, hey, we're just trying to get out here before our competitors come. We're rushing it.
Right.
Some of these games on PS4 Pro don't work as good as what we would say they would do. But yeah, from what I've heard, what I've seen, I'm like, all right, I could get behind this thing right now.
Mhm. Hopefully Scorpio doesn't suffer the same sort of effects of the Pro where hopefully everything does run fine on it.
hmm I have a feeling that it is because um, I don't know what it is. It just sounded like PS4 was kind of rushed, get out to fight the competition here. But now it actually sounds like, hey, this Scorpio, we've tested it, it's gonna work, and we're pretty proud of it.
Yeah. Talking about PS4 Pro, we got another trailer for the much anticipated Horizon Zero Dawn, and it looks really cool. I might have to hop back onto my PS4 just to play this game. Um, so some of the things that I talked about was like this is truly an open world game where it goes from jungles to deserts to mountains to forests, and like in each of these it's going to have different weather systems, and it sounds like this world is going to not be just like one big jungle world, but it's going to have different areas to do different things. And
hmm
it looks really good. Looks super pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I know you and me, we were both kind of excited for when this game first got announced.
Yeah.
And lots of people in the gaming world have said, this game's gonna be good, guys. Just get ready.
Yup.
We could see this could be like Sony's next Uncharted kind of series. I mean, not saying it's gonna be like an Uncharted game, but it's gonna be that big where we're gonna get two or three more sequels of this game.
Yeah. Yep. Looks good.
hmm I could get behind that game. I can't wait for it. It comes out 2 days after my birthday.
Nice.
So that's like either if I don't get it, like if someone doesn't pre-order it for me, that's gonna be my birthday present for myself.
I do that a lot. I buy myself gifts
hmm
a
I mean,
lot.
you need to splurge on yourself every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, Telltale reveals Guardians of the Galaxy is their 2017 Marvel partnership. And we found this out because of the voice acting union slip up thing. That there's going to be a collaboration between Marvel and Telltale, and then there was a listing of Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game. So looks like we're getting a Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy.
Probably gonna tie up or release somewhat next with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
That would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to hop in and do quite a bit of Nintendo Switch stuff that was leaked. Nintendo Switch and other Nintendo information. So the first piece that we have is there is a possible price leak. And it's looking like we have approximately $245 in the US. So,
I can
which,
get behind that.
yeah, it makes complete sense. It isn't nearly as powerful as either the Xbox or the PlayStation, so it would make sense that it was a little bit cheaper.
Mm-hmm. From when I heard that price, I'm like, all right, I can definitely start up with this thing. Just let me know when it's available, and I'll get on that.
Yeah, it's definitely it'll make it a lot easier to go switch into it. I didn't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to say it at first. I was like, do I go with the pun or do I not? But yeah, it'll make it a lot easier to switch over to the Switch.
Yep.
Another thing that may get people hyped about the Nintendo Switch is Super Mario Galaxy 3 is a possibility, along with Super Mario Sunshine HD. And this is a leak slash rumor from IMDb where you can see Super Mario Galaxy 3 and Super Mario Sunshine HD listed as a video game. So like, and one of the release dates is 2016 and the other one is 2017. This is interesting.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, if the dates on this IMDb thing are right,
Hmm.
with 2016, that's going to be the Sunshine game, because I don't see them only if they haven't announced it yet. They would not just stealth release a Mario Galaxy 3.
Right.
Sunshine, not everyone's favorite open world Mario game,
Right.
whatever. But you do not stealth release a Galaxy game. I could
Right.
see the 2017. I'm guessing what we saw in that Switch commercial, that's a Galaxy 3 game. I
Mm.
could see that happening. Or that game is like, because Galaxy is also kind of like Mario 64. I could just see that being the exact same thing, just a Mario 64 2 or whatever we're gonna call it, because we obviously
Yeah.
won't call it 64 2 because it was made for the Nintendo 64. But I could see it being called Galaxy 3 for sure.
Yeah, Miyamoto did confirm shortly after E3 that Nintendo was working on Mario and Pokemon games for the Switch, and then he referred to it by its codename, the NX, that would be ready within 6 months of the console's launch. So we may not get them at launch, but we are going to get a Mario game.
No.
But just don't know when.
Most of the time, there's always a Mario game at a
Yeah.
launch.
You can't really get a Nintendo console without Mario. They kind of go
Mm-hmm.
hand in hand.
Yep.
Um, talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon being on there, we have another possible leak slash rumor that Pokemon Sun and Moon may be coming out with the Switch.
Mm-hmm. I could. We all kind of thought this was gonna come,
Mm-hmm.
or
A
at least I did for sure.
handheld portable game, and you're taking like Nintendo's marquee handheld game and putting it on their handheld device.
Yeah, it just got released. I could definitely see that. Yep, Sun and Moon's coming for the Switch, and I'll still buy it again.
Yeah, and as of now, the title is codenamed Pokemon Stars. So it may not be either Sun and Moon. It may be Pokemon Star or
Hmm.
Stars,
Yeah,
and it
because
may just
they usually kind of try to
have
do
a
that.
third one, a
I mean,
third
they haven't done it in a while. I think the
right.
last one they did was Platinum.
Yeah,
Uh, but I mean, that's what they did. They did Ruby, Sapphire, and then they did Emerald, where you could still catch all of the three main
hmm
people. Um, I don't. Did they do it in yellow?
yeah. Yellow was. I mean, there was the red, blue, and yellow.
Yep. Then there was Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Yep.
And then Emerald, and then there was Platinum. Then they didn't do Black, White, and then probably Gray. Didn't
Yeah.
do that one. I'm surprised they didn't do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they didn't remaster Emerald
Yeah.
for Oris and
Omega. Yeah.
Oris. I could kind of see it because I think everyone would just go right straight to Emerald and be like, no, we're not going to do Ruby and
Right.
Sapphire. Why would we do that? So I'm guessing that's why they probably didn't do it. Um, but yeah, I could definitely see it just being, hey, Pokemon Stars or Star, and it just relates to both of the games. I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. That would definitely be another reason to get a
Mm.
Switch, to get another Pokemon game. Possibly a bigger, prettier Pokemon game.
But that is one thing I kind of want to see with the Switch is, okay, if I buy the Nintendo, when I buy my Nintendo Switch and Pokemon Stars, let's just call it Star, um, can I transfer Pokemon from my 3DS game to the
Yeah.
Star? Can I do that, or is there just gonna be no connectivity? Because there is something about the Switch that I'm just saying you do not want to tie this into this thing. You do
Right.
not. You need to just leave both Wii U, Wii, 3DS all behind. You
Yeah.
need to leave them behind here because now you have a console and a handheld all in one. You don't want to deal with another handheld or console. Just drop them. I mean, sure, they've already said, yeah, don't worry, the 3DS isn't dead, but you need to do it quickly after after the Switch gets dead.
I think that's what Sony said about the Vita as well.
Hmm.
And and let's see, we see where that's
Yeah, the
kind of
Vita's gone. Bye bye.
yeah. No more support for the Vita, pretty much. Along with launch games coming out with the Switch, we may not get The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at launch.
What?
So it looks
Which
like this game may be a little bigger than expected, and they are gonna need some more time to get it up and running
hmm
with the Switch. So possibly a summer release for a Zelda.
Then I'm just saying here, if you're gonna delay Zelda here, you are gonna need one hell of a big game coming out with the Switch at release. Don't just give me Pokemon Star. I need a new game that's coming out. I mean, I mean, here's one prediction. You can hold me to it. I'm I could probably say I'm a solid 90% sure one of these launch games that's going to get people pumped for it is going to be a Metroid game. I mean, if you do not have Zelda coming out with your console, you need a big name game other than Mario and Pokemon, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it would make sense that they would have quite a few games coming out with their launch lineup to kind of cover all the different bases of who may be getting it.
Hmm.
Alright, and our last piece of Nintendo news, not related to the Switch. is we have Super Mario Run coming December 15th. And it is going to cost $10 and you get everything with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a endless runner, I believe.
Yep, it's an endless iOS runner.
Yep. So Mario is finally coming to mobile devices. How do you feel about the price with this?
What is it? Like $99?
$10.
$10?
Yep. $9.99.
Oh. It better be one heck of a game.
I
I
mean,
thought it.
you can get the game for free. You just get to try 3 of the modes. And then with $10 you get unlimited access to all the content.
It better be one heck of a game for $10. Like before you were about to say the price, I'm like, what is it? Like 9.99 or like 99 cents? I'm like, I'm fine with 99 cents, and you said $10. I almost crapped myself.
Yeah. So I'll read like what that entails. So the 3 game modes include World Tour, Toad Rally, and Kingdom Builder. World Tour consists of 24 courses through 6 worlds in a traditional Mario story. Toad Rally is a connected competitive mode to show off Mario's stylish moves. And Kingdom Builder appears to be a sim-like minigame in which you build up your kingdom using coins collected from Toad Rally. So it's gonna be more than just Temple Run.
Yeah.
It's going to have different modes that allow you to do different things. So it sounds like it may not be an endless runner, however, it's more of a uh, automated side scroller or automated run through a world sort of thing.
I mean, I know it's not an endless runner because I know that it's like level based, kind of like an
Yep.
Angry Birds where you try to unlock and you
Yeah.
can get like coins from it where those are like collectibles and that stuff. Um, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, if I'm paying $10, there better be more than just like 50 of those levels,
Mhm.
and it better be a dang good game. I get I'm buying the Mario name on it. That's basically probably why it's $10.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, if it's not a good game, it's gonna be rough for them.
Yeah. So you get 144 levels, the 24 courses through 6 worlds. And then depends on how hard those levels are as well, like
Hmm?
how long it takes you to beat each one. Like if you could beat each level by just one run through, it's not worth it. But if it actually poses a challenge where you have to play a lot longer, then I think it'll be worth $10. And like a lot, like if you look through like the App Store, there's a lot of games that are free that are just garbage. There's also a lot of
Mm-hmm.
games that you pay for that are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like separating this by giving it like this 9.99 is going to essentially give us an idea of like this is a quality game, and if you want quality mobile games, you actually have to pay for them. Like it costs money to build games, and if we want mobile gaming to be a thing like on our phone, we have to be willing to give some money for it.
Yeah. Then the other thing that it just kind of popped in my head. If I'm paying $10 for it, there better not be any microtransactions.
Mm, I mean, there's probably gonna be micro, microtransactions probably to like customize your character.
No, I don't think they should even put them in. If I'm paying $10 for it, I understand if I get it from like a $10 or a 99-cent game.
Right.
$10, there should not be a single one. I mean, I understand if maybe it's in the free version where you could pay maybe to get the ads off or something like that. But if I'm paying $10, I will be insanely mad if there is a single microtransaction in the game.
I'd be completely fine with it as long as you're able to unlock it all by just playing the game. Like,
Hmm.
you know how Overwatch does it, where it's you pay the $60 for the game or $40, and you don't need to spend money on loot boxes because you earn them while you play, and you can eventually unlock everything without spending any additional money. Or
Yeah.
you can shell out money to get the loot boxes to get the stuff you want. And maybe that's how this Mario game goes about it, where you pay the $10 up front and you can eventually unlock everything, or you can pay 99 cents for, I don't even, like a new hat or something. I don't know. Like, I'm fine with it as long as it isn't game like game
Game
defining.
breaking.
Yeah. Like if this Toad Rally thing is competitive mode and you show off your stylish moves, like maybe you pay more to get stylish moves, like I wouldn't be okay with that. Like if it gives you an upper hand. However, if it's just cosmetic things like, oh, you get to play as Mario in yellow, or you get to play as Luigi, or you get to play all this stuff that you could otherwise get by collecting coins in the World Tour mode, I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah, I've just never been a big microtransaction kind of person.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'll always fight microtransactions. I absolutely hate them, even though I'm kind of a hypocrite on that because if I see ads on a game that I like, I'm paying to get those things removed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's like the only microtransaction I ever do. I mean,
Yeah.
when I had a Hulu account, no commercials. Get that stuff away.
Yeah, pay the extra.
That's so. That's still one thing that's I'm actually kind of proud of myself right now. I still have yet to buy into YouTube Red that
Yeah.
blocks a bunch of
Yeah.
that stuff. I I'm a little I don't have that yet, so just give it a little bit. I'll probably eventually get it because I hate ads so much.
So we mentioned Overwatch, and of course, there's some Overwatch news this week. The graphic novel has been canceled.
Hmm. I mean,
I am
you're.
really disappointed about that.
I was just about to say you're our Overwatch kind of person. How are you feeling?
I was totally looking forward to getting more information about the lore of Overwatch, and now we don't. I hope it's coming out soon. Um, it says that the comic book got canceled, but Blizzard is still planning to expand the story of Overwatch in other ways. So I'm guessing more of their
Shorts.
yeah, the shorts, which I'm okay with, but give me a book, please.
Hmm. You want a nice solid 100 pages of something.
Yeah, yeah. Even if it's like a comic book or a picture book where it's like a really nice drawn out picture with like 5 lines of information as to what's going on. Like I just want to know more about like
The world.
how it happened. Like how did these people break up
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So I hope something comes out soon. For
Gotcha.
that. So that is all we got for the news. Um, Not a lot of games coming up this week. We have one big game coming up. There was quite a few like really small games that I didn't feel
We're
warranted.
worthy of your
Yeah,
of your
yeah.
approval.
They gotta work harder to be approved of me. And the one game that's coming out this week is Darksiders War Mastered Edition, which is essentially like the complete
Remaster.
collection, yeah, of Darksiders. Yeah. So that's all we have for today's episode. We will be putting up our Patreon subscriber episode tomorrow after I watch The Walking Dead tonight. and
And I figure out how to
Discworld.
fix our
Yeah,
podcast thing so it doesn't get uploaded to YouTube or
yeah,
iTunes.
yeah. Not, you guys got a free one.
Mm-hmm. The little
So
taste.
yeah, that's a taste of our Patreon specific one, or Patreon subscriber one. I don't know why I call it Patreon specific, but that's all we got for today. So, Platinum, where can people find you?
You can find me basically anywhere at Platinuming minus PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. I'm YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all of them are at Platinuming. PSN is Nitsua, so Nitsua. It's Austin backwards, 6991. And Xbox Live is Ding Futsie. So Ding as in the sound, and Futtie in capital letter on the D and the F. How about you?
You can find me at a myriad of different places with a myriad of different names. YouTube and Twitch, I am the 1BG Gaming. On Twitter, I am the_1_BG. And yeah, that's about all I really use. For this podcast, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/game news and things. And you can also find us over on Patreon at patreon.com/game news and things. I hope you all have a terrific Thanksgiving, and we will talk to you next Sunday. Peace out.